Yes, we are the loyal sons. We'll get 'em on the run, boys. We got 'em on the run.
Hello and welcome to Sim Day over here on the HLS podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ritter. You can call me ND Tex. And as always, you can join us live over here on twitch.tv/HerLittleSons. And of course, you can subscribe to us in podcast form over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you happen to get your podcast feeds at. Come join us in Discord. That is our live chat channel, herlittlesons.com/Discord. And of course, despite what that bastard Eddie says, you can always find us at our home at herlittlesons.com. And with that, I bring in Shane. Shane, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing great. This is the last sim of the regular season.
Oh, it's crazy.
We are all very tired.
Yes. I got home, immediately put a rub on the turkey I'm going to fry, and my brother and sister-in-law here. If you do hear some stuff in the background, that is... both of them, they are in town from Illinois, and you may also hear my wife. They could also be making fun of me. Who knows what happens here?
Hey, all players welcome.
Absolutely. And you'll see, I changed my attire this time around, Shane. I decided to grab something from our friends at the Puntcast.
Oh, yes.
I don't get to wear this too often, but with what the weather is going to be like,
yep,
we are going to experience the glory of the wonder. And we've mentioned it before on the Picks Pod, but the wonder. This is the Puntcast term, typically for when you have really high winds, typically crosswinds are what they look for. We have that. And what is also helping the wonder is that there's the rain. So basically, that is the betting system for Bet the Under. And boy, do we have qualifications in spades for this sim.
Perhaps the largest one being Brian Kelly. Not gonna lie.
It's gonna be interesting, and we never know what virtual Brian Kelly and virtual Chip Long are gonna do. We could see a shit ton of screens. We could see a consistent running the ball. Who knows? Anything can happen in this crazy sim, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just ready to see what happens. You know, how the sim decides to either instill fear or reinforce our confidence. It's a fun way to see how the season ends. At least for Sim BK, because we all know he's fired.
He should have been fired last year in the sim, yet he keeps coming back and keeps torturing us. But folks, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. We know y'all got Thanksgiving to prepare for. We know that you may be hiding from family in Thanksgiving if you're listening to this on the podcast right now.
Which, by the way, well done.
Yes, we appreciate it if you are doing that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what craziness awaits us. Let's get straight to the sim.
Let's.
I have no bits this time for music. We're going to let the EA stuff run.
Oh.
But yes, we have rain. We got high winds. We got crosswinds, y'all. It's going to be about 15, 18 miles per hour. Maybe the occasional 20 mile per hour gusts. Who knows? I honestly don't know how we may have injured Stanford players because who the depth chart was telling me to put in the starting lineup, not all of them existed in the roster.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Wow. Made up player one.
No,
generic guy.
It's not that bad. It's just, who knows? Maybe somebody's injured. Maybe they're not. KJ Costello will be out. Notre Dame actually wins this toss, and they will choose to kick. So we already know this is not BK on his bullshit.
It's raining. Oh, man.
It's raining. Whatever a bomb cyclone is, like Woj says, I guess we got it. Looks like we're kicking into the wind to start off because that's a touchback.
All right, here we go. Yeah, apparently there's something called a bomb cyclone, which I'm from Florida, so that just sounds like, I don't know, like winter weather made to sound more dramatic by the Weather Channel.
It sounds like California trying to pretend something bad's happening. Snap is taken by Stanford and pulls down, scrambles right off the gun, and taken down. Davis Mills, of course, your starting QB for Stanford with KJ Costello out, and he has been out for the majority of the season.
It looks like the Sim is going to do the running quarterback. Better fuck up the defense.
Yeah, now one thing to keep in mind with Stanford, this is not the man ball team you're used to seeing. They suck at running the football, but they shall try it. Up the middle to nowhere. Cameron Scarlett, 1 yard gain.
Operative word was try.
So that brings up 3rd and 1, and I think Scarlett may have been hurt on that play because he did not get up whatsoever.
Stanford cannot afford an injury.
And in the I formation, Stanford is going to run it up the gut, and they just barely get across. Scarlett falls forward for 3 yards, first down Stanford. So they are now on their own 35. They have spent 3 plays, gone 11 yards. 2 tight end formation, single back. It's a handoff again to Scarlett, and gobbled up and looked like the backfield. That line actually got a push.
They got 2 yards before he got destroyed.
2nd and 8 here for Stanford. 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Ball is now on the Stanford 38-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 wide. Drop back to pass. We got a screen set up and a whiff of a tackle. Elliott cleans this up. A 5-yard gain for Scarlett. 3rd and 4 upcoming for Stanford. So facing 3rd downs each time.
That should have been 3rd and 8. I mean, they had them right there at the line of scrimmage. You just missed the tackle.
Under center. Dropping back to pass. And nobody home in that little short out. Nobody defending the sticks. And Osiris St. Brown gets the first reception for 11 yards.
Infinite St. Browns. We're all surrounded.
They're everywhere but Notre Dame now.
God damn it.
Mills is under center I formation. Hands off to Scarlett, who tries to bounce the outside, and he is gobbled up by Owusa Koromosa. No gain. 2nd and 10 coming up.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 for Stanford. They are on the right side of the 50. They're on the Irish 46-yard line. And a full house pistol. Interesting formation.
Oh, boy.
Mills, quick drop back, and again, this time it's Nathaniel Pete. Nobody there, and the Tree of Nightmares is on the screen. Please get it off.
I feel like I maybe just I don't remember, but I feel like every year this game like still changes the tree and makes it look dumber somehow.
That's the natural evolution of that damn tree.
Like that.
Hand up to Scarlett off tackle, and he is brought down after a gain of 7. So Stanford driving slowly but surely on the Irish.
Oh yes, Notre Dame continuing its annual tradition of making somebody who's absolute ass looking absolute godly.
Oh, this just makes us feel good knowing we've never won in the farm in the BK era.
I'm just happy we're consistent.
Hand off again, this time to Austin Jones, who subs in for Scarlett. He goes up the middle for an 8-yard gain. That line getting a lot of push on this Irish defense.
Austin Jones, who moonlights as a dairy farmer, weirdly enough.
What?
They're pulling out just
it.
random people from the streets at this point. This team is made up of mostly local Jomokis.
Scarlett up the gut for 7 yards. Well, if they keep this up, they're not going to have to find many spare parts.
Chop the trees.
And a false start right on cue. The Benny cheer there. Well done, sir. You triggered the false start. So instead of 2nd and 3, it will be 2nd and 8 for Stanford. They are
David Shaw heard that computer voice and was like, "Oh no, my Mac is calling me. 1 second."
Phantom bits.
Yep.
This will push Stanford back to the 19. 2 wide, I formation. Handoff, trying to go off tackle, but Drew White hunts this sucker down. 2-yard gain for Scarlett. 3rd and 6 coming up. I tell you what, this is a game where Drew White, with this crappy weather, he is going to have to step up to make sure that Stanford poor rushing attack stays poor. Mills back to pass. And this time, Drew White again all over this one. Austin Jones only gets a 3-yard reception. 4th and 3, Jet Toner comes out to kick.
I love it.
One of the best kicking names in college football. This will be a 32-yard attempt.
He's ripe for an HB contract after this. Like just a quick deal with those printers.
Well, this kick is up and good. With 4:13 left to go, Stanford 3, Notre Dame will get their first possession. That was a long drive. This could be a quick sim.
We'll see. I mean, it's the weather. It is rainy. Well, I mean, the problem is we have Brian Kelly. So who's to say?
Well, Joe Wilkins takes this from about the 5-yard line up to the 25.
All right.
So here come the Irish.
3 consecutive passes.
Well, they are starting with 5 wide in the rain.
We're going to start with what?
Right on cue.
I told you.
Look, back to pass. Throws it over the middle to Keys for an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 over the middle.
It's 1.
Well, we're going no huddle. So if you're following along, you know the rules. Okay, bottoms up, y'all.
Throw
Happy
it again.
Thanksgiving.
Throw it.
Second
Throw
and
it
2.
Boom.
Oh, and to traffic, but
Oh!
complete. And breaking through is Javon McKinley. Manages to squeeze through a couple defenders for a 14-yard gain. So I guess passing in the rain works, Shane.
Okay, so far so good. And also, we're about to have a third straight pass unless he quarterback sneaks this thing.
And Book is
Which-
sitting in the pocket.
There it is.
And it's complete to Fink this time, and he breaks the
Ooh,
tackle across to the
extra
30,
yardage.
the 35, spins almost to the 20-yard line, a 32-yard gain by Fink.
I was going to say, are they going to run it now? Hell no. They're still going. Keep throwing the fucking ball.
Irish on the far hash, 1st and 10 on the Stanford 21, and they're going to stay 5 wide, just attacking the hell out of this
Book
secondary.
runs it.
Book is back to pass, and now he pulls it down, and he's gone to the 20, to the 15, an 8-yard gain. There was nobody home there. Man coverage, no spy. That was actually kind of beautiful.
Yep.
This drive has been continuous 5 wide. Book back to pass, has loads of open people. And
Yikes.
he picks McKinley, 5-yard gain, and another Irish first down. First goal
I
to Stanford
mean,
9.
obviously not ideal, but preview of Saturday?
The over-under on passing attempts is set by Woj at 32, and man, we are all over it right now. Back to
luck.
pass. It is complete, and a touchdown Irish.
He's
Javon
money.
McKinley.
Yeah, that was fun. That was absolutely how you answer that ridiculously drawn out Stanford drive. And quite frankly, this has the pacing of that Boston College game, where when Boston College had the ball, they worked their asses off and they barely came away with 7 points, and then they never did it again. We'll see what happens, but it looks like the Irish might put their foot down on this throat.
7 plays, almost all passes. Book 5 for 5 on that drive for over 60 yards. The extra point is up and good, and that's the most lethal we even in the sim have seen Ian Book.
Yep, that's how you play against the sim, just like working them in 1 minute drives over and over again.
Yeah, just like, oh, it took you forever to score on us, and you got 3, we got a touchdown in no time at all. And that puts all kinds of pressure on an
you talk to your
offense
friends.
that has got a whole bag of nothing. Looks like they're going to try to spread it out a little bit more. Mills comes out with 4 wide. He's back to pass. Blitz coming. Picked up. This pass is complete to Colby Parkinson, the tight end, for a 6-yard gain.
What a white name.
Dude, he
Holy shit.
looked like a giant against freaking Crawford, man.
Holy shit.
Sec-
Holy Parkinson.
2nd and 4. Stanford back in the I formation. Hand off to Scarlett. He tries to bounce the outside. White whiffed on a tackle. Gilman cleans it up right before the sticks. 3rd and inches for Stanford.
All right. I mean, Notre Dame, I still feel like they can get a stop here. I mean, if we're being honest, it kind of feels like Notre Dame is just playing a little bit of cat and mouse.
Well, and it's very much like the plan they had against SC. And a quick handoff here to Scarlett, 2-yard gain. They're just making sure they don't get beat over top, because that's the only way Stanford has been able to hurt people. This rushing attack sim-wise right now, more successful than it has been all season.
Yeah.
And another handoff here to Scarlett. And he goes ahead for a 4-yard gain. And this is where I feel the sim is a little bit off right now, because I do not think we see this much ground game even with the weather.
No, I just think at a certain point, I mean, Notre Dame's front 7. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up mathematically for them to continue to load the box like that.
2nd and 6 from their own 40. Elliott gets behind the line, drops Scarlett for a 3-yard loss.
There you go. I mean, it just takes them one play to get off schedule, and basically their whole running plan is off. It's done. And you're not an option team. You cannot afford to do this shit.
Yeah, that was a beautiful blitz in there, just sneaking into the gap and catching Scarlett from behind was Elliott. 3 wide shotgun for Stanford. Mills back to pass.
There's the pressure.
He's got a lot of time. Now the pressure comes, gets rid of it, and it is complete to Michael Wilson for a 16-yard gain.
Yeah, see, that's the key, right? So far, Notre Dame hasn't been able to get pressure or collapse the pocket, really. But they've only really been rushing 3 down linemen. That time, they actually got a 4th in there, and they started to collapse things around, but they still made the pass.
And Troy Pride had pretty tight coverage. That was a very tight window it was squeezed into, but you give receivers that much time, they're going to eventually get open. And now Stanford is on the right side of the 50 at the Irish 46. 3 wide, under center goes Milk. Hands off to Scarlett, who breaks the tackle, breaks a couple, and he gets a first down. Austin Jones, on the carry.
And not even Scarlett. Somehow the offensive line is just like on the move, mowing down defenders. I'm not understanding how they're getting this much momentum.
Yeah, and this is an offensive line that is injured and has not gotten this kind of push against anybody. It's actually 2nd and inches. Mills back to pass. Going to take a shot here. And Pry, I guess, was spying or in his zone and just let Mills run right by him.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he was just staring at him. Gave him like 6 or 7 yards to say, come here, then I'll chase you.
That's about a 12-yard gain from Mills. They push it to the Irish 25. Too wide, too tight. Tight end comes in motion towards the near sideline, ball in the far hash. And a handoff here. And I tell you what, bouncing to the outside's been death. Bilal drops for a 2-yard loss.
Every single time they've been hunted down, Bilal and Jalen Elliott. But for some reason, straight up the gut, Notre Dame's got nothing?
Well, I mean, you do have MTA out. So that is something there. Lacey is trying to fill in. So you have Heinisch and Lacey up the middle. So that may account for some of this. Oh, blitz coming and almost got home. The hot route was found. And Fehoko. 18-yard gain.
Fehoko.
I feel like Gus Johnson almost screaming ukulele into the mic right there. First and goal for Stanford. Last time they found themselves in this position, they had to settle for 3. Right now, they got
Johnson would be like, "Let's see me, fucko."
20 seconds left in the first quarter. Hand off to Scarlett. He's got a hole. Koromora comes in just in time. 6-yard gain for Scarlett. Second and goal right on the doorstep of the end zone.
This feels a little too Navy-esque to me. I'm not going to lie. Why are they hanging around this slow-ass run game?
I have no idea. And actually, this ball got spotted at the 3. I thought he had a little bit more than that. Oh, my goodness. Behind the line, Austin has this.
He trucked him.
Austin Jones had this ball. Did truck somebody behind the line, but no gain. And that is going to end the first quarter. So a very, very quick pace here in this Thanksgiving special. 7-3 your score right now.
Quick pacing, but off kilter in terms of like balance. You know, right now Stanford is leaving in total yards. They may go up a score here. I mean, it's just a little bit weird.
And up to the fullback, but stopped after a gain of 2. 4th and goal. Elliott
2012 fuck faces.
Elliott comes up big, and the Cowards are going to kick shorter than an extra point.
Wow.
This is going to be a 19-yard attempt, and they jump.
Wow. Even better.
So it's still going to be a chip shot of a field goal, but what a stand by the Notre Dame defense. And you know what? Much like, even though it is way too Navy, if you make Stanford waste that much time and not come out of it with a touchdown, it's just going to make things way too easy for the Irish in this game.
Yeah, you've already fucked up. I mean, you've missed your window. You know, what's going to happen is second half adjustments are going to take over, and you're going to be left in the dust.
Toner's kick is up and right down the middle, so Stanford now brings it within 1, 7-6.
Right down the middle, brought to you by HP Inkjet.
And Toner kicks this one out of the back of the end zone, so the Irish will start on their own 25. That Book will come out, and we actually have a running back in now.
Oh, snap. What potential options?
A Book is going to pass yet again, throws off his back foot in a very dangerous pass.
No fucks given. That was a terrible passing option. It was never going to be connected, and yet he still took it anyway.
Thankfully, it falls harmlessly incomplete. That is Book's first incompletion of the game. First play that the Irish didn't gain a yard. And now we got a handoff here to Jones, who goes up the middle.
Daylight.
7-yard gain, 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Irish. This is the first 3rd down that they faced so far in this game.
That's really what that opening drive did here. It's kind of forcing Stanford to keep their linebackers off the line a little bit so that they had some room to run now.
And a lot of cushion on the outside, and Book leads Komet by way too much. And that pass to the sideline is going to result in a 3 and out.
Wasted opportunity. I mean, he saw Komet was open way too late. Komet caught it at the sideline like there was no need. He had a 10-yard cushion.
Ramlett will punt here in the rain into the wind, and this will be received just shy of the 35. And Michael Wilson gets a 9-yard return. Stanford will take over pretty close to midfield with pretty good field position. Shane, as you were saying, Stanford 141 yards, Irish 83, and the imbalance happening there for 2 long drives. Don't get a touchdown for Stanford, but that 3 and out kills the Irish.
The problem is now it's a matter of time. They continue to do it this way. They're just waiting and testing to see when Stanford can score.
So Stanford in a full house tries to bounce it to the outside with Scarlett, and Bilal comes and just smacks him for a no gain.
Pay the price.
2nd and 10. Stanford comes out with 3 wide. Mills under center, but will hand off to Scarlett again. And again, Bilal all over it.
Bilal does not. I think he's kind of tired of this bullshit. He's like, I'm sorry. Who the fuck are you again? You say Stanford?
I am taking this shit over. Well, Notre Dame now counters with 3 down linemen as Stanford goes 4 wide. back to pass is Mills. He throws it over the middle. Oh my
Over the
God.
middle to no one.
Tight end wide open up the seam. Where have you seen that before?
Huh.
In all of our nightmares
Yep. Every
in
time.
this fucking stadium.
God
Well,
damn it.
Stanford will counter Notre Dame's three and out with one of their own. And
Thank
this
goodness.
Kick will go all the way to the end zone. So the Irish basically get a second chance. Just 5 yards worse of field positions. No flip field. So
The first stop they've gotten. They have to take advantage at this point. They can't really afford to play, this drive isn't that important when they're kind of keeping Stanford in at this pace.
and they go back 5 wide, go with what works. They start with a pass over the middle to Keys for 10 yards, just shy of the sticks.
Keep going. Click, click, click.
Second and inches. Ball literally on the 30. How is that not a first down? I do not understand.
Science, bro.
5 wide again. Book fakes the run and throws deep downfield.
Boom!
Wide
Oh
open was Lindsey, and he dropped it.
Holy shit. Lindsey.
That had
It hit him
touchdown
in the palms.
written all over it. There was not a Stanford defender within 5 yards of him.
Real life BK benches Lindsey for like a half.
Yeah, probably for the rest of the game. Like, you're done.
That's a wrap.
Well, on 3rd and inches, Jones Jr. gets an easy 3 yards over that injured right side of the line. So that's a little bit reassuring. 2 tight ends is this formation. Book back to pass. Complete. Claypool breaks the tackle across to the 50 to the 45 before he's shoved out of bounds. 24-yard gain.
No huddle. Keep going. Still going.
Ball is now on the Stanford 40. We'll go ahead and call it the 43-yard line. Book sticking with this 2-tight formation. Hands it off to Jones. Up the middle. Has a lot of daylight. Runs for 9 yards. I tell you what, if this line gets this kind of a push and Notre Dame's lackluster rushing attack actually has something, you fuck Stanford.
You're done.
Tremble goes in motion.
Yep. Outside.
Jones gets the handoff, goes that way, breaks the tackle in the
Spins it off!
backfield. Oh, he almost took off.
I like how when he does the spin move, the game kind of like makes him bow his shoulders out a little bit. Like, I'm just doing this for balance. But it really looks like he's flexing.
Fresh set of downs for the Irish on the Stanford 30. It's same play just about.
Right on the
Jones gets a
outside.
4-yard gain, and the Irish this time doing it on the ground to Stanford.
Yeah, let us know when you can stop it. Bitch.
And a 5.6 average for Notre Dame on the ground, something we haven't seen very often.
Often. All year.
And now bouncing into the other side here and breaking a tackle. Oh, Jones just trying to do too much. Probably should have stayed a little bit more
You should have
north-south.
just cut up north and south.
Still gets 4 yards. 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Irish. And it looks like Jafar Armstrong may have entered the game. It's hard to see the number, but 2 tight ends is what the Irish are sticking with here.
Get him.
There's a handoff, and right up
the
the middle,
middle.
it is Armstrong.
That is Jafar running like no fucks given.
14-yard gain, just straight up the gut like a rocket was on his back.
Sim Jafar is, man, I wish we had that. And they jumped.
That false start was particularly beautiful because the center jumped and did not snap the football along with the rest of the offensive line.
He just leaned forward. It's like, oh, I have the ball.
So with 4:26 left to go in the half, the Irish are in the red zone on the 12-yard line of Stanford. 1st and goal, 3 wide in the field over to the far sideline, but this handoff will go the opposite way. Stanford not fooled. Jafar Armstrong dropped for a loss of 3. 2nd and goal for the Irish.
Call me crazy, but I think it's time to start playing games and start, challenging some one-on-one matchups here down in the red zone.
Well, and apparently the interior of the line, the best run
There
so
it is.
far have been right up the gut. 5 wide for the Irish.
There it is.
2nd and goal on the 15. And, I don't know which slant that was thrown to, but both of them are open.
Yep, both were open. Actually, kind of one in front of the other, and he just kind of ducked it, 5 yards over their heads?
So now 3rd and goal from the 15, words you never like to say. Kmet goes in motion towards the far sideline. Book is back to pass. Has all freaking day. Throws the end zone. Touchdown. Lindsey makes up for it.
Lindsey. Fucking redemption.
So it looked like it could end in disaster, but on a 15-yard 3rd and goal, Lindsey hauls it in, and there was just nobody over the middle of the field.
I mean, nobody followed him on his route. They were all just sitting in zone.
I like Hoff's comment. This game is unrealistic. Stanford Stadium never this full.
Yeah, no, I like to believe that all the red is just an empty chair. Look at the stands. all that red, just consider that empty space.
Hey, I feel weird wearing the red in the sim, but the Wonder's hoodie only came in one color, unfortunately.
You know, I was going to say I love that sweater, except for how damn red it is.
Right? And that was a weird... I don't know how many tackles Jones broke there on the kickoff return.
Stood there and was hit by what looked like a swarm of ants in terms of how the players were moving. And, yeah, he stood there for like 5 or 6 contact hits.
Well, Stanford will start this drive on the 30, coming out in the I formation. Oh, man, Bilal was in the backfield, and so was the entire Irish defensive line.
He was there. He was going to eat him.
Tariq Bracy ends up cleaning it up. Drew White was there as well. 2-yard loss for Scarlett. I tell you what, whatever that rushing game was doing, maybe Lee's already made the adjustment.
I'm telling you, that's what happens. Is you get like a 1 or 2 drives, and then you're basically fucked. You didn't catch us by surprise. It's over.
2nd and 12, delayed handoff, and Scarlett again hit behind the line.
Got him.
He was slowed down. That was a slowed down by Jacob Lacey.
Jacob Lacey himself.
So subbing in for this game. And Drew White cleaning it up behind the line. 3rd and 14 now for Stanford. This does have the feel of the BC game where kind of messing around, get a little bit going, and then road stomping time.
Drop 8.
And they do indeed drop 8 with a spy. Mills is back to pass, and he's going to get sacked by Khalid Kareem.
You're fucked.
Stanford does not gain a yard on that drive, and they will have to punt it away on 4th and 18. A great defensive stand. God, Kareem just abused his offensive line.
Turn the motherfucker around.
It's like
made him on defense. You turn him to defense.
It's like, you go here, I will go kill your quarterback.
Yeah. And the total yards have shifted.
Yeah, so now Notre Dame's winning the yard points. This has the feel of the tide's going to completely churn with just over 3 minutes left to go in the half. This kick is away, and Fink will get this at the 30. What a hell of a kick is away. And yes, just running right at everybody. All the green, and you ran right at someone.
All right, that's a tradition unlike any other. Chris Fink for 10 yards. That's
zippy memorializing motherfucker.
That's the standard. Chris Fink for 10 yards.
So Irish will start on their own 42, coming out with 3 wide. Book back in the shotgun. Jones to his left. Handoff is to Jones. Big hole up the middle, and he is dragging a defender across midfield.
Man ball. Dragged him for like 4 of those out of those 9 yards.
You know what? I won't lie. It'll feel really good to out-man ball Stanford.
I would laugh. Because David Shaw, all the face shots that we're going to get of him, they're priceless.
And a read option. Book pulls it down. Great move. He's across the 45 to the 40 to the 35 to the 30 to the 25. Stiff arm across the 20. Holy shit, Ian.
Ian Book just had his Jesus moment. This is when he gained 11 more followers, and they followed him for the rest of his life.
The game did not show the total game, but that was at least 30-some-odd yards. That was a hell of a run.
Ian.
3 wide for the Irish. Lindsey goes in motion to the boundary. Counterplay.
Outside.
Straight up the gut goes Jones off that counter. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. And yes, straight up out man-balling him right now with just over 2:20 left to go.
I like how they said Tebow in the chat. I'm expecting a jump pass now.
And complete to Komet. And this is going to be 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. Notre Dame will stay with this 3-wide receiver formation. They are all stacked. Middle hash, they're stacked towards the left of Ian and Book. Back to pass, and nobody. How do you forget where Lindsey is? That's the second time they left him uncovered.
Second time he split the safeties and dropped in and curled his route right then. They had nobody.
So Notre Dame is covering early.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Actually, no, I don't think they're covering early. I think
it's 16.5, right?
I need to double check there. So with this kick, no, they still wouldn't be covering.
Nope.
Kick is up and good. 2:09 left to go in the half. Notre Dame 21, pulling away from Stanford, having only 6.
I mean, we'll see what happens now, but it looks like Stanford's kind of run out of there. We're like, we had a window. We did nothing with it.
And then our fingers got slammed down on it. This kick is taken from the 5, just shy of the 30 goes Austin Jones, a 26-yard return. And an offense that hasn't done much will now have 2:05 to go, about 70-some-odd yards here as they start on their 29.
I mean, this is when the sim gets weird. You never know.
And they will hand off to Scarlett. So Notre Dame was playing pretty loose there, so he gets forward for 5. There's Shaw. How you doing, buddy?
You see his jacked-looking ass, this thingy? Oh, shit.
He's been lifting in here. A handoff again to Scarlett. Beats a little resistance, but then breaks a couple tackles. Stanford takes a timeout. 1:56 left to go. They are on damn near on their own 45. 1st and 10. And no, they didn't take a timeout. The clock is still running, but somehow they have 2 left.
Engineering.
Mills will pull it down, and he's just all over the place. He's got a lot of room.
All day.
Good
He
God.
had 25 yards for free. What the fuck was that?
Passes to the 40-yard line, and man coverage.
Man coverage, and they took it downfield. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah,
Nobody underneath.
Everything went towards the near sideline, and it was man coverage, and there was just nobody home over towards the boundary on the far sideline.
Ugh.
So they moved down to the Irish 38-yard line.
Told you. This is where she gets weird.
3 wide, 1:30 left to go. Mills back to pass, takes a snap. It is complete. And Drew Wright brings St. Brown down after a gain of 12. You do not want Drew on St. Brown. Bad matchup. Bad Clarkley. Bad. Drew White with 7 tackles already. Jesus Christ. Mills back to pass. There's a lot of time and then runs out of it. Here comes the entire defensive line.
Ow.
He is sacked.
Ow. And they're going to take a timeout now, right?
Yep.
Dumbass.
Eddie Ogundeji gets the sack. They haven't taken the timeout yet. So 2nd and 13, 1:12 left to go.
I think they did.
Well, they've had 2 timeouts for a while. I have no idea when that first one was used.
What the hell's happening? Oh, no, they did not.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Clock is still running. They have just over a minute here to go in the half. Coming out with, well, they got a tight end split out, so it's effectively 4 wide.
Old strategy, Cotton.
Back to pass. Well, it works up the middle. There's nobody home, and 3rd and inches.
3rd down. Now they have to.
Elijah Higgins on the reception, and the timeout is used. 58 seconds left to go. Stanford stacks up in an eye. And off to Scarlett. He bounced the outside, and this time he has room. Koromora and Elliott on the stop. 1st and 10, new set of downs after a 4-yard gain.
You would think they would consider the outside edge on a 3rd and 1. And nope.
Clock restarts. 50 seconds left to go. Mills back to pass. Has pressure. Gets rid of it. Nobody there on the
Nobody
flat,
home.
and it will be an
All
easy
day.
touchdown for Jay Simmons.
There was no one home. Nobody home. And that was twice that they went man coverage and they took their receivers 15 yards downfield and just left room all the way underneath for a score.
Well, and I think in here, there's a blitz coming from the corner. I think the linebacker also came as well because it was everybody blitz, and then there was only 3 people high, and that was it. And the kick is up and good. So Notre Dame will have 45 seconds to tack on some more points. 21-13.
Fucking better.
Yeah, after that. Yeah, Hoffa calling the Tenuta like blitz. That's absolutely what that was. And there's just no need for that shit.
A lethargic geriatric corner blitz.
So this kick goes in the end zone. Notre Dame will kneel it. 45 seconds Book has to go the length of the field, and we've seen it before. It's not on the realm of
Let's see them
possibility.
get aggressive, or they're going to get real.
Oh, here's another all-out blitz. This is a short pass, but it's to
Outside
Lindsay.
tackle.
He breaks a tackle, and he's going to have a first down, and Notre Dame will call a timeout. 39
All
seconds
right,
left
Lindsay,
to go.
we see you.
Fresh set of downs. Notre Dame on their own 36. Tell you what, I was getting juiced up to call a big-ass run all the way there after the tackle break. Book back to pass. And over the middle, short again. But, I mean, you got the timeout, so might as well. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
They better pull out 5.
Notre Dame now on the 44, coming out with 4 wide. 33 seconds left to go. Book back to pass. Gets rid of it before the pressure gets there, throws it deep, and it is almost picked off.
Almost picked off.
Pass intended for Fink, and he had a few steps on his defender.
He definitely did. That was the route I was looking for because it was the only one that beat off his blocker, and Ian Book under.
Throwing against the wind. Wonder. Speed option. Jesus, why?
Why?
It's going to work.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's still going. He's still going.
He breaks another
Still
tackle.
going.
How in the hell?
That was blown up 8 yards in the backfield. It became a 24-yard gain. Do not ask me how. I cannot describe it.
Jones just murdering everybody. He didn't get taken down. He got knocked out of bounds after he broke a tackle.
Yeah, because he was going to keep running. He just had to step out.
With 18 seconds left, Notre Dame now on the Stanford 32, coming out with 4 wide.
Yo, that changes the whole game plan. Go deep.
Book looking deep. He's waiting all day and waited too long. He fumbled. And Notre Dame fails to pick it up. Why is the offensive lineman trying to scoop and score?
That's it. Yeah. Why would you? Why are you running to scoop it? You fuckface fall on it.
Liam
Oh, my
Eichenberg just having a complete brain fart, although Book may have been down. Oh, no,
no.
actually, that ball was coming
that was
out.
In his hand. That was in his hand.
No, that was not Liam Eichenberg. I'm sorry. That was Patterson. That
Eric
actually tried to
Patterson
go.
just looking at the ball, being like, "Ooh, did I grab it? No, I didn't."
So with 10 seconds left, everything just changed in a hurry. But Notre Dame will get the ball back to start the second half. So just don't give
That
up
would have been
anything
huge,
stupid.
though.
Well, Scarlett drops this pass, 2nd and 10, 6 seconds left to go. So it will be Hail Mary time here, but into the wind.
Yep.
So actually get to the end zone. And that's some that Fink pass where he was open, that's some into the wind wonder bullshit right there.
That's exactly right. Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown for days.
Mills
There it is.
launches it deep and almost hits Lohi Gilman in stride.
Oh my God! Yeah, that would have been. All right.
All right, well, at the half, it is Notre Dame 21, Stanford 13. We will be back to the second half right after this.
Whew.
All right, folks, here comes the ad. We will be back in 60 seconds. Yeah, there it is. A little delayed on the Twitch side. Whew. Sim's fucking motoring, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
My Xbox wants to take a Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, he's ready. I mean, we're all ready. I hope you guys like. I don't know about you guys, but like in my household, we usually eat it for dinner. So every the night before Thanksgiving, I usually treat myself to some horrifying fast food thing because I usually don't eat the whole day in preparation for eating as much at dinner as possible.
Yeah, it's a lot of nibbling that goes down, and then because we have like kind of the old school country time dinner, you know, right in the middle of the afternoon, so about 3 o'clock or so.
I wish I could convince my family.
So right when I need to stress eat from when the Cowboys are on, that's what's gonna happen. All right, we
When
got
the Cowboys lose.
5 seconds if they lose the fucking Bills, man.
Yikes.
All right, here we go. And we are back and about to start the second half, and it was a little up and down. Irish clearly had the edge and the talent here, but a little bit of a brain fart there towards the end, both on defense and on offense, led to a little bit of hair pulling.
The best defense that Notre Dame has faced today is their own offense. Basically.
Well, Notre Dame.
They've scored when they could, but basically, otherwise, they shoot themselves in the foot. That's the bottom line. They either sputtered out on a 3 and out, or turn the ball over like they just did, because Ian Book decided to hold the ball for 15 minutes. So that's it.
Yeah. Well, they do get the ball to start the second half. Jafar Armstrong returns this out to the 25. Book will have the wind in his back, but he hands off here, and Jones gets dropped for a loss.
Yep.
So Notre Dame was able to run the ball pretty effectively in the first half, but that's not a good sign for adjustments right there.
Yeah, they're sticking with this 4-wide formation here.
2nd and 11. Book will pass this time. It is complete to Komet for about 8 yards. 3rd and 2 coming up.
I'm concerned about a particularly conservative run here.
Well, they're sticking with 4 wide. A lot of loose coverage by Stanford. It's there if they need it. And it is indeed there over the middle. And it is complete to Chase Claypool for a 7-yard gain. 1st and 10 Irish on the 40.
Fights the hole under that catch, too. Almost had it ripped out.
Book still has that 4-wide formation. 3 receivers are towards the near sideline. And almost a mid-screen to Komet. And he's breaking tackles across midfield.
Bushes. I love this.
And he drags the defender out of bounds. 16-yard gain. Irish
It's
are
just
now.
like the third time that where there was man ball, where they catch one, bounce off a tackle, shed another one, and then push their last defender down for 5 or 6 more yards.
It was hilarious to see Lindsey as the lead blocker for Komet. And a handoff. Jones goes nowhere again. So it does look like some kind of adjustment's been made on that Stanford line.
Yep.
Patterson.
He had the hole, though. He had the hole. He just missed the cut to the right.
And Patterson was giving up that outside leverage, and he went to the second level, and Jones just got smushed. 2nd and 11. Book back to pass. Throws over the middle to Fink. It is complete, and oh, dear God.
Oh! Chris Fink got hit so hard, the game glitched.
He went
and he
through
turned
the
vertical.
ground.
Holy shit.
And read option. Book makes him pay for holding to Jones, and he just punches a dude in the face. 8-yard gain.
Fucking face.
Jesus. These stiff arms are violent in this game. 2nd and 2 from the 22. This would be a nice time for a shot at the end zone. Instead, they're going to run it right into Stanford's D. 1 yard loss again. Every handoff to Jones has been for a 1 yard loss.
Yep. So far, they've been setting him up with delayed handoffs, and that just keeps kind of crashing him in the backfield.
3rd and 3 for the Irish. Play action. Wide open. It's Lindsey down into the far sideline. He was running a short little out. 8-yard gain. 1st and 10 Irish.
That was a good play call. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, just nobody home there. That's how you clear out some defenders. 1st and 10 from the 15. Book will pull this read option down. He's across to the 10. He's got a first down. And God, he got clotheslined.
Also got obliterated. Holy shit.
Yeah, Book paid for that. But on the 5-yard line, Irish have a first set of downs, 1st and goal. Staying with 4 wide. And
touchdown.
Nice little wheel into the end zone for Tony Jones. Book's 4th touchdown throw of the game.
Yep, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. Holy shit, that's efficient.
Oh, it's one of those plays where you can see Jones leaking out of the backfield like, yeah, that's a will. He leaned into the end zone.
He didn't even take a step. He just went whoop and fell in.
He decided to matrix that touchdown. Extra point is up and good. So Notre Dame pushes their lead to 15, 28-13 with 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd. Did he think the goal line was a fucking sideline?
I think he thought it was, I don't know.
He was game glitched.
He was being an asshole if he was, because honestly, toe dragging your foot outside of the end zone to fall into it, you dick face.
Watch this shit. You can't stop it. Dorr kicks it out, kicks it into the end zone for a touchback, and all the tight ends in for Stanford.
Yep, I kind of love this package.
That's what she said. But Mills will be back to pass, throws it to one of the 50 tight ends, and it is complete to Parkinson for 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up for Stanford.
Colby Parkinson looks like he's like 6'9". What the fuck?
He seriously looks like he's like the Andre the fucking Giant out there.
Yeah.
Hand off to, play action.
Big.
And, wide open receiver, and he just overthrew him.
Wide open receiver, but then when this receiver didn't go for it, it was like at Tariq Bracy's knees. He could have caught that shit.
It's one of those times where you're so surprised the ball actually got there.
Like, what? Really? Up, and they jump.
That loud Stanford crowd creating such a home field advantage, even Stanford can't handle it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the ocean air is just so disruptive.
3rd and 8. Notre Dame has 3 down linemen. Stanford has 3 receivers and 2 backs. And a blitz coming, but it is picked up and complete to Michael Wilson. Troy Pride was on coverage, but just got burned a little bit on that hook.
Yeah, I mean, it was really just the pass protection. Really just kept them together.
Yeah, pass protection and a good route, too. Hand off Scarlett up the middle. Nobody home for the Irish. That's a first down. 1st and 10 near midfield. Stanford has this ball on the far hash. 5:15 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Stanford out in an I formation. Mills back to pass. Pressure coming. Does not get there in time. Parkinson has a 14-yard reception across to the Irish 38.
They keep leaving Colby Parkinson open in that like 10 to 15-yard space.
He takes up half the field. You can't miss him. A goal line formation for Stanford.
And they got eaten. You fucking Harbaugh idiots. Who taught you that?
Alusa Corboa just comes through and blows the play up.
We know who taught you that, Mr. fucking Michigan lining up 9 dudes in a row on the fucking goal line.
On 2nd and 13, they'll come out with 3 wide. Mills is back to pass. He's got a lot of time. Throws to the far sideline. Parkinson has this reception, but only gets 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and long coming up. 3rd and 9 to be specific.
All right. Well, I mean, again, this is that danger zone right here. I mean, if Stanford gets his first down at this point, it's points. So I mean, they gotta shut it down right now.
They're on the Irish 37. Mills is back to pass.
Get it done.
Pressure is coming now, and Heinisch is all over him.
Got him. He pulled a book and held the ball infinity.
Now that was in Herm punting range / maybe you go for it. Now on 4th and 17 on the Irish 45. They're punting. I guarantee it.
It's puntastic.
And there it is. There's the first blunt territory.
When you
punt it down.
I feel like that's when you punt because you shit yourself.
He could have let that go out of bounds.
Yeah.
Instead, he takes it on the sideline just to go stiff arm a dude under his chin.
What are you doing? It's second down. I'm sorry. We have to punt. I'm embarrassed.
Here on the Plunkcast, Buck will take over at the 22, 3 wide, and he's going to get Jones on an outlet. He's got a little bit of room. Man, there's just people are getting punched in the face left and right with these stiff arms here.
It is a lot of hard hitting in this game. I'm not going to lie. They are just murdering each other.
2nd and 2. Nobody wants to leave anything in the tank, I guess. Read option. Jones gets it, but he's going to be stopped for no gain. Actually, that's a loss of 1.
Yep.
3rd and 3 coming up for the Irish.
Quick slant.
That was one of those read options where Book would have been better off just holding on to the damn
Just
thing.
holding it, man.
Well, Notre Dame, if you want one positive, they've been 3 for 7 on 3rd downs. Hopefully that shit continues, because this will just be sad if not.
Oh, sub 500. Cough, cough.
Single back, 2 tight ends. Tremble goes in motion, and Jones tries to run in that direction, and another 1-yard loss. 3 and out go the Irish.
Yeah, why are you not passing the ball? I understand that it's like, you're not really in a rush, but come on, open the field up.
Yeah,
they're really crashing the box.
And the rain, it looked like it stopped on that replay. I was like, the rain's kind of lit up a little bit. It's been a non-factor, really.
Wishful thinking.
I know. 4th and 4, so the Irish will punt it away. 3:15 left to go here in the 3rd. Bramlett's punting with the wind at his back, and this sucker just rockets.
I'm telling you, oof.
To the 25 goes the punt, but no tackling there.
Tackles.
This returns all the way to the 40. Damn near to the 45 goes Michael Wilson.
Pitch. 20 yards.
That's the definition of out-kicking your coverage there, I guess.
Yeah.
So Stanford will take over on the far hash on the 44-yard line. Full house pistol formation, and they jump right off the bat.
Start.
That's how you start a drive when you're down by 15 with time running out.
Still first down.
3:05 left here to go in the 3rd. Ball is now backed up to the Stanford 39-yard line. Come out with 3 wide, single back. Mills under center. Mills back to pass. And a drop. Oh, Elliott nearly scooped that up off the drop.
It bounced off the receiver's back shoulder, and Elliott was almost there to catch the bounce. Almost.
2nd and 15. Full house in the backfield for Standard. Mills under center. Hand off to Scarlett. He gets pulled down by Heinisch, who got nice penetration in the line. 1-yard gain.
That was a terrible idea. That was just terrible.
Well, I mean, when you have that many people in the backfield, you kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah, a little bit.
So they push it up to the 40-yard line. 3rd and 14.
Almost jumped.
Parkinson goes in motion. And back to pass. Blitz coming and picked up. Why? Oh, two near picks. One by Bracey and another by Elliott. How did nobody get that?
It bounced off of Bracey's hands into Elliott's and off of his hands. The weather's the only thing to blame. Golly.
4th and 14. They will punt this sucker away. We got some punting shit going on. Hope you took the under. Fink just runs forward for an 8-yard gain. 1st and 10 coming up. I swear he's just programmed to run one direction.
Telling you, 10 yards. Chris Fink.
I'm going to start calling you Harry Styles, dude.
LOL.
That's the worst joke I've ever made here. That's saying a lot, too. Two backs in the backfield for Book. He throws this to Lindsey, who almost
Weird choice.
sheds a tackle.
Not going to lie, he definitely had Claypool wide open on the sideline, but it's okay. All right, fine.
9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. The ball is down the Irish 43-yard line. Sticking with his 2-back formation. A very quick slant. Book got that and threw immediately. 3rd and 1 after that incomplete pass to no one.
He played that like a shortstop.
He really did.
Fuck.
A handoff here on 3rd and short, and lots of room. Jones almost to the 40-yard line.
Oof. He had a lot of room. It was basically one tackle away.
17-yard gain. He's got over 80 yards so far on the day. Irish now in a 2 tight end formation. Book is back to pass. And just a lollipop out into the sideline. Thought he was going to try to go deep, but just nobody there.
Nah, he didn't have enough time. He had like a 7-step drop, which was weird. And then he just stood there, and then he had defender in his face.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line, excuse me. Jones just dropped by half the Stanford defensive line.
Yeah, that was more like 2nd and don't. That was a terrible, terrible play from jump.
It's like half the line thought they needed to do pass blocking and forgot to touch any of the defenders. So 3rd and 13 for the Irish. This is a weird position to be in, but kind of 4-down territory. Let's see what happens here. The Sim's always weird. Screen time.
Screen.
And Jones.
Weird.
Oh, no, sorry. Armstrong get checked in. He goes nowhere. 4th and 12. I have a feeling we're going to see a stupid punt.
Punt time.
Up, and there it is.
I wish they'd fake one time. Just once.
This would be a time to do on the 43.
Telling
Why the
you.
hell not? And Brandlett, kicking with the wind at his back, almost kicks a fucking field goal.
It hit the camera sound guy in the nuts. That was funny.
So 1st and 10 for Stanford, taking over on their own 20-yard line. 1:11 left here to go in the third. All of a sudden, this game, like, the brakes got slammed.
Yeah, just no 1 points. No one.
Mills play action, pulls it down, and gets a first down across the 30-yard line. 14-yard gain. Again, going to do the man coverage. Got to make sure somebody's paying attention to the QB.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of like what I said. That's how they started the game. It's clearly kind of wanted to establish that, but they just decided to stick with their running backs instead. But that threat still remains.
Mills back to pass. And over the middle. Oh, Bilal almost jumped that. Incomplete.
Yeah, I thought he absolutely had it because he was underneath that receiver the whole time.
Apparently, we got kitchen disasters going on back over there. That
Nice.
was loud.
It really was. I thought it was a dog. I was like, wow, what a great name.
2nd and 10. Pass over the middle. This one is complete. 3 Irish defenders on Osiris immediately. 3rd and 4 coming up for Stanford.
I would love it at the NCAA game. Just like, oh, shit, wild snap.
Shades of Northwestern failing to cover against UMass.
It's Northwestern at all times. What are you talking about?
On 3rd and 4, they hand off to Scarlett, and he does not go anywhere. 4th
That's a
and
punt,
1.
bitch. It's the third quarter.
Again, the brakes getting slammed here. This could be the last play of the third quarter, depending on when they snap this sucker. 10 seconds left now.
Feels like somebody in the halftime was like, next points lose. Oh, shit. Okay, fuck.
Fink takes the punt, and of course, he just runs in the first person he sees.
6 yards.
return.
Straight down the middle.
So Irish will get one more play before the third quarter ends. They take over on their own 28-yard line.
Oh, watch the score. Oh, 5 wide. Oh.
With Komet. So 5 wide with Komet. Empty backfield. Book back to pass.
Not enough
And
time.
it is complete to Komet, and he shucks a defender on an 8-yard gain. So the Irish will have 2nd and 2 when we come to the fourth quarter. The score.
Holy shit.
Still
It's the
28
fourth quarter.
to 13. I know.
It's time for me to order some food on Postmates.
There you go. We got
Oh,
shit
shit.
going. I mean, now, I wonder if Notre Dame just goes into kill clock mode.
Yep.
Preserving the under and then struggling to cover.
Classic Irish.
3 wide for the Irish. And blitz shown here. Book. Read option. Somehow
You're welcome. You're all welcome. I did that.
breaks a tackle in the backfield, and he gets a first down.
I'm telling you, there's been maybe it's a rain thing, but like tackling has been like not consistent, and it's looking like everyone looks like a badass.
I think Stanford was offsides there, but
They
the
were.
pass complete to Claypool, so they may just take the
Stupid
results of
work.
this play.
Defense.
Accept. Thank you.
Yes, and they do accept. Did not outdo the little pass that Claypool had there. Man, go deep when you get the free play. Come on.
I was gonna say go deep, but it would have been 2nd and 5, so fuck it. Take the first down.
3 wide, Book under center. Komet goes in motion, the far sideline. Irish are on the far hash as well.
Little kill clock mode now.
Book back to pass. Throws over the middle of Komet. He's got a first down, puts his foot down, goes upfield a few more yards.
Easy money, easy first down.
First down, Irish. That's his 6th reception of the game.
Yikes.
And Komet has been forgotten a couple times, it seems like. Not in this game.
No.
Hand off to Jones, trying to reestablish the run game here. He gets a couple yards.
Stretch out the linebackers a little bit, have them test the edges.
And it's been really weird. It's like, again, the best consistent success has been straight up the gut.
See that? You see that defender just running back and forth?
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. Well, we got a screenplay coming here.
Oh, outside!
Run inside.
God.
God, the blockers were there. 2-yard gain. 3rd and 7 now for the Irish.
All right, go end zone.
They're
Go
on
straight into
Stanford's
the end zone.
38-yard line, which in this game means it's in fucking punting territory.
It sure is.
Komet goes in motion on the far sideline. Irish are on the near hash, so a lot of room on that side of the field. Book back to pass. Throws over the middle. Nobody on Komet.
All right.
Oh, fumbled.
What the fuck?
Komet, I think, got his own fumble.
He recovered his own fumble? Again, it's that little ant scramble thing where no one can see what the fuck's happening. They're going to review it.
Well, thankfully, Komet got it back, but...
Boom. Oh, he was down. His ass hit the ground. His ass at the ground. And then
I don't know. That ball looked like it was coming out
look.
beforehand. It's not like it's
Down.
going to matter. I'm getting a shot of Stanford's ass right now. I can't see anything.
Yeah. All in the field is overturned.
It is
Actually,
indeed
not
reversed.
a fumble. Play reversed.
But I don't think it would have mattered. Komet got the ball back right where he fumbled
It didn't. They just did the whole, like, hey, drama.
Irish come out with 4 wide and a new set of
Oh, he's
downs.
open right?
Oh, my goodness. Everybody's open.
Oh, my God.
McKinley just had 13.
That was
He had 13 yards of free space and took all of it.
Brian Kelly wet dream, that play. Just 5 receivers just sitting there like, what?
So he just fainted on the sideline. And again. This time to Keys. 10-yard gain. 11, excuse me. First and goal. Are they going to do it again and just let an easy touchdown happen?
He's going to run the ball. He's going to run the ball in. Watch.
The Irish have 4 wide, 3 receivers to the bound to the field.
There you go. He's running it. I told you.
In. Just
right at that
walking
same
it
spot.
in. Unbelievable. That's beautiful. Book now with 5 total touchdowns on the day.
Yeah, man. And it's still 6.5 to go.
It's been a hell of a game. Book starting the Heisman campaign for next year.
I mean, Joe Burrow had a similar third year at LSU. We'll see.
As Ray Samalo pointed out,
that is correct.
That indeed happened. So
they keep calling out the source. I was waiting for the layup.
So with 6:27 left, the Irish will kick it away with a 35-13 lead. This ball received at the 5, up to the 25, and Jones stopped just shy of the 25-yard return. 6:22 left to get.
Yeah,
22
I'm
more
not going to
points.
lie. 35-13 has never felt more disparate before.
I tell you what, I got an undersweat going, Shane. Thank you. That false start is beautiful.
That'll help you.
It would be something else if I wear a Wonder sweatshirt and the sim hits the fucking over.
That would be amazing, actually. I would very much like that.
In case you're wondering, the total is at 51. We currently sit at 48, so...
Looking great.
Oh, look, Stanford with an empty backfield. Only 4 wide, though. They keep a tight end tight. And, I was almost a pick 6.
That was a pick 6 waiting to happen by Jalen Elliott.
That's
Is that his 3rd interception drop today?
Yes, I was about to say it's the 3rd interception drop by Elliott. 2nd and 15. They got to hand it off here. Shaw just can't have that happen.
Absolutely
2 plays in a row. Oh, no, Mills is going to pass it. Over the middle with like a 2-yard route.
Yeah, over the middle for a yard and a half.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 for Stanford. Just over 6 minutes left here to go in the game. Stanford will come out with 4 wide receivers. Irish will have 3 down linemen. And they're bringing 2 extra blitzers. And the pass goes to nobody.
No one in particular.
So with 5:54 left, Stanford will punt it away. And me wearing the Wonder sweatshirt's about to be useless. Because I have a feeling Notre Dame is scoring in that amount of time.
They're going into the wind, though, this time. So who knows?
Yeah, that stopped him. God, that punt was so far. Here comes Fink running right in the first person he sees.
Hey, 15 yards this time, though. So, hey.
Only because the wind pushed the ball back 10 extra yards.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
5:45 left of the game. The Irish will take over at their own 38-yard line, coming out with 3 wide and Jones in the backfield. Book is back to pass.
Why?
Complete to Komet. 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 coming up. If these fuckers don't bleed clock.
No, they're not gonna. You're fucked. You see them going, hurry up, for no reason?
They're just taunting me. Book, read option, punches the defender.
Fucking shoulder checked. Get the fuck out of my way.
Oh, that was a first down that did things to me, Shane.
Oh, it did stuff. Yeah, it moved. It moved.
Rocketing into orbit, you say?
I'm just saying it moved.
Book throws it away. That was fucking intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. I mean, is there another one called deliberate grounding? I mean, Criminal grounding?
5 wide coming up. I mean, that was a lateral out of bounds. Nobody on
Nobody
the Irish.
home. Lawrence Keys for days just sitting there.
He was on the far sideline when nobody home, just walks to get a
Hey,
first
here goes your
down.
under, buddy. You're fucked.
I am extremely fucked. Empty backfield for the Irish. 5 wide drink. And a quick little out here. And Lindsey gets led into the sideline. It is complete, but only for 1 yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. 5:09 left. I've already said farewell. I'm making my peace
surrendered.
now. I'm making my peace now.
Yep.
Real life, I don't think it ends up like this. Lindsey.
No.
Man, he's
trucking
just
for the first.
trucking people.
I love this shit, man.
10
No one
yard
cares
gain.
today.
Fresh set of downs on the 23. Yeah, because the bigger thing I don't think happens is the defensive lapses that we saw with the Irish.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what makes me feel more safe about this.
Okay.
Lee's practicing his toe drags there, gets a 1 yard gain.
1 yard, and he had like nobody within 10. Why are you doing this?
So that's great. But not only is Stanford playing a very soft zone, but just look at the pre-snap. I mean, everybody is off every receiver. Like, Book can throw to anybody he wants. He's just trying to figure it out.
He's just guessing. He's like, not you.
It's like,
Maybe
who
you.
do I want? And that throw to Fink, he was wide open, but Fink just flat out dropped
Big
it.
dropped it.
3rd and 9 coming up.
Fat
Irish
Fink.
staying 5 wide, 4:40 left to go in the game. Book has a lot of time, throws it over the middle, complete. Tackle broken. Oh, how is Michael Young in the game? He's not even on the depth chart.
It's actually Miguel Young.
Like, I literally subbed him out the depth chart. I don't know how that even happened. But anyway,
Miguel Young
he's somehow here. He's going to get a touchdown. Why not? So
Miguel Young.
the under gets busted by a guy that I don't even have in the depth
Not
chart.
even on the team. No one knows what it means. Fuck.
Well, Book gets his 6th touchdown of the game, 5 in the air, 1 on the ground. And it's soon going to be 42-13.
Yep.
Fuck it. Cover the under by yourself.
Yeah, please. Go for it. Go for
Let's
it.
do another 50 burger. Let's just have fun.
Do you.
42-13. This kick goes all the way to the 5. Across the 20 goes Austin Jones, and it goes across to the 30. So 4:28 left to make up a shit ton of points, and not nearly enough time to do it in. And
Definitely not. Please, for the love of God, run the ball. You're not gonna, but I would like you to.
You never know. Shaw could wave the
not
white
gonna.
flag. Nope, he's not going to. Mills. Oh, no, Mills will run it down, and he'll get
Mercy.
sacked.
Mercy. The best kind of run. A sack.
Heinisch will get credit on that. Once again, you have you have Lacey in the backfield as well, so he's having a heck of a good game coming in
He
backup
seems
duty.
to have adjusted well to being put into the starting role.
And that defensive line depth has been something else to witness, because usually those
Just
injuries spell our doom. This time
legendary.
around, it's been just okay. And a drop and an Irish,
A fumble!
they're counting a fumble.
I can't.
That should have been incomplete. That was weird.
That was very strange. But they're not even reviewing it. So that's how confident they are that it was a super fumble.
It was only a 2-yard gain. Now 3rd and 12 coming up. Stanford is 3 wide, and
Linebackers are pushing off. They're fucked.
no rush really coming. And there's a chance here. Scarlett trying to break tackles. He stopped short. 4th and 2. Let's see if they go for it.
Closing speed. Yeah, they're going for it.
Nope.
Oh, they're not.
White flag waved.
Wow, please end it. Please.
David Shaw has had enough of this fucking season.
My hawk can't better take it no more.
So they will punt it away in with the wind at their back. And this goes down
yards,
to the 10.
10 yards.
Fink
10 yards.
actually did some lateral movement.
That was 10 yards.
3:19 left to go in the game. Irish should be in clock kill
5,
mode.
6, 7, 8. It was actually like 12 yards.
It's almost a record. Although, like, we make fun of it in the sim. To his credit, he's had a couple fun punt returns
Oh, he's
as
been
of late.
killing it. Yeah.
Whatever's been ailing him, it's all done now. Jones just running over everybody.
Wow.
Second and
get
inches.
to 200. Fuck it. Get to 200 on this drive. They're at 172 right now.
And Jones at 93 rushing yards, so he's looking for 100. Oh, well, speaking of Fink, he got some shin splints on that punt return.
Oh, wow. All right.
We're in kill clock mode. 2:35 left to go in the game. Jones
go.
has
There's
his
his 100
100-yard
yards.
gain.
Was he down yet?
Oh, that looked like shades of Michael Dyer in the national championship game. He wasn't down.
He was not down.
Either way, he gets 105 yards on the day with that run. Just under
Keep
2
going.
minutes left to go.
Let's make it
First and
200 as a team.
Irish on their own 46.
How you
And
do
then
it?
Jones just busting through. It's 9, 10 yards every single run.
Are they there yet?
2nd and 1. 120 left to go in the game. Not sure if Jones is still in the backfield or not. I can't even see the number with the way this camera's angled.
Doesn't matter.
There's a handoff, bursting right up the middle.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's
200.
Jafar Armstrong, 10 yards. He's got
That's the team
21
over
in the
200.
7-yard average.
For sure.
This will probably be the last play of the game as Stanford is not using timeouts, and we are now
the love of
under
God.
40 seconds to go. I'm going to laugh if they pass.
Please do it. Please do it.
No, it will be a handoff, and Jones will not go far. He will have 1 yard, and that is going to do it for the final sim of the regular season.
Yeah.
Irish win this one 42-13, vanquishing the ghost that BK has had to deal with in this fucking stadium. Jesus.
And then breaking news, Brian Kelly has been hired by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Don't even. But, yeah. Of all
Yeah, the
things
play of
to
the
pick
game?
as the play of the game was the
Does it
first
matter?
touchdown.
Does it matter? I mean, Stanford walking out of the stadium. Play of the game.
There's way too many Stanford fans still in their seats right now.
Yeah, are you kidding me? They would have been like, oh, no, we're going to Menchie's. Fuck this.
I want to see Book's final stat line because he just fucking murdered everybody.
Yeah, he absolutely had an insane animal day today.
Anytime
Okay, bad
now.
quarterback.
Anytime now. There it
AJ
is.
still looks like, I'm concussed.
331 yards, 35 for 43, 68 yards on the ground, 6 total touchdowns.
Nice.
Ooh,
You would have thought,
beautiful.
I mean, that would have been what, his second or third 5-touchdown game?
Yeah, and man, again, ever since we mentioned after that Virginia Tech game, we were hoping that that was going to be the moment that maybe he could kind of turn some shit around. And all of a sudden, here we are. He may very well be turning some shit around, Shane. I mean, he's been doing it in the sim. He's been doing it in real life, and here we are.
It's too bad they're firing Sim BK because, he's got some potential.
Hey, who knows? Maybe the next time we have a sim season, it could be a new version of the game. I'm not overly hopeful,
Oh,
but
God,
you never
please.
know.
Universe, if you're listening.
Please make it happen. Well, Shane, the next time we do this, we'll likely be simming the Camping World Bowl.
Yep, which I might be going to.
Craziness could still happen. I've now seen a couple projections. It's hilarious. After we came out with the entire schedule, and I make the proclamation, that they're going to be playing on the 28th. I've seen now multiple projections end up shifting things around to put Notre Dame in the Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day.
Fuck me. Fuck me.
Which will completely turn our preview, sim, and everything else topsy-turvy with that thing being in the middle
That
of the
would
week.
suck.
I don't know how
We'll
we're going
see.
to pull that off.
I don't think we will. We'll find out.
Yeah, we may keep the same sim date only because I don't see how else we could fit the damn thing in. Like, no lie. Holidays are in a weird spot this year. But
I agree.
Shane, it's been a fun season. We've seen somehow new and even weirder things in this sim.
It has been a fun season. It has been a long season. I think we're all pretty out of gas at this point. This whole thing takes a lot out of you living this experience twice a week.
It absolutely does. Living the experience twice a week, living and dying during the game, and really, I think the Georgia game aged me quite a bit, and then the Michigan game was just
Michigan.
The Michigan game. I describe that as being when you went out to have a good time, and you just get so drunk, and you just don't know how you ended up in this situation, but everything around you just sucks. That's what
you
that
left
Michigan
by
game
yourself
was.
and wound up arrested.
And then for like the next 3 days, you're in this like foggy alcohol haze, still trying to piece together exactly what the fuck just happened to you.
Yeah, no, it's been fun, but it's also been arduous. So, hopefully we can get maybe some smoother stuff, maybe a new game, like you said. We'll see what the NCAA gods throw at us over at EA Sports, which not gods. It's a very important asterisk. But yeah, no, I mean, it's been fun. It's been exciting. SimBK remains on drugs. I'm pretty sure it's heroin this year. I don't know. I can't really tell. But at least he got clean at the end of the year there. It's been fun.
Went back to his yoga and made sure to do that clean loving. All right, well, folks, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you come back over on twitch.tv/HerLittleSons and come join us for the recap on Sunday evening. And, of course, you can subscribe to the podcast over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you happen to get your podcast feeds at. Come join us in Discord. That is our live chat channel, herlittlesons.com/Discord. And, of course, you can always find us at our home at herlittlesons.com. Till next time, y'all, go Irish, beat the hell out of the trees. Have a good one.